Mantrini, thank you for joining us. Welcome home. Mantri is doing incredible stuff in the world. She's like Narada Muni. She just travels around the world and just like having ecstatic programs. She's she's always floating. So happy to have you with us, Mantrini. Okay.
Beta D Dana's here as well.
Yes, I think I recognize Dana.
You might have.
Yes. So today I wanted to share my meditation with you. It's I live with a group of students in an ashram here in Atlanta, and the students have, I'm still affected by pollen, sorry for that. And the students, they have so many questions because it's so nice to be asking questions. So they have a lot of questions. And so, because of their nature to ask a lot of questions, I thought, let us cover this topic. My meditation has been about the journey from knowledge or from intelligence to the heart, because the nature of the intelligence is to always seek answers. They want to know, they want more data, and it's just constant eagerness is there. So I thought, why not cover this topic? How does intelligence lead you to the heart? How does jnana, which means knowledge, lead you to bhakti, or the seat in the heart, the seat of love? So how does jnana, knowledge, end up with bhakti, or how does intelligence take the path, the journey to the heart? So this is our topic today. So I wanted to share with you, there is a beautiful text in this yoga text called the Bhagavad Gita. It's an incredible text where there's two friends are having a dialogue. Two friends are Krishna and Arjuna, and they're having a dialogue about life, about information that could help a person to make proper choices in life. So there in chapter 7, text number 19, there is a uh, beautiful line where it says, you want to hear the Sanskrit? Sometimes I'm not a big fan of Sanskrit, but I like to share it with you. It says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnana van mam prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. In a nutshell, what it means is that it takes many, many years of birth in pursuit of knowledge, which culminates, and that knowledge matures and turns into love. Interesting. When knowledge matures, it turns into love. How does that even work? Let's understand this word jnana. Jnana, in Sanskrit, we're going to use this word jnana and bhakti, these two words. Just two words you have to try to see if you can remember. The word jnana, jna means to know. You'll notice by design of the Creator, we have this need to know. We are constantly wanting to know what is happening in the world. We turn on the news every single day. Get on Facebook, we want to know what's going on. We want to know what we're missing out on. And this nature of curiosity is the default, is the Creator's design for how we are supposed to be. So jnana means to know, but the fundamental questions sometimes get left out, such as, who am I? The minute we ask this question, who am I? Where did I come from? How did I get here? this existential questions and even pre-existential questions like, did I even exist before this life? What that does, it creates a separation between the senses and the intelligence, and it creates a space of detachment. And that detachment helps one to see things in proper perspective because there's discernment, and then there also comes, then it starts to become deeper in its practice where you start to experience renunciation. So that's what happens with jnana. Jnana means knowledge. And bhakti, or the center of the heart, the very nature of bhakti, the word bhaj, means to share. We are by design meant to share. And we are by design meant to participate and have relationship. These are the fundamentals of the principles of bhakti. And that relationship, not just with each other, but also relationship with the Creator who brings us into existence. So in other words, jnana, or knowledge, clears the fog, and bhakti gives us the sky. Okay, so keep in mind, jnana, or knowledge, clears the fog, removes the illusions, and bhakti gives us the sky, this complete, unlimited, infinite abundance. So this is how this journey from jnana to bhakti, from knowledge to the heart happens. So now I want to tell you some stories, because that was maybe it was a little thick in philosophy. So I want to tell you a story how this works. This is a story from a wisdom text called the Srimad Bhagavatam, or Srimad Bhagavad Puran. And there is a story, beautiful story of four sages. They're called the four Kumaras. Kumaras means young adults who just never get old. They're called Nava Yovanam. They're midgets, and they are beautiful and they never get old, and everything about them is about purity and knowledge. So what happened? These four sages, the four Kumaras, the four sages, they were traveling the universe. As I have mentioned in many classes, there's 14 planetary systems. One day we'll do a cosmology. It might get a little boring for you, but it may be a little interesting just to get a little glimpse into how the 14 planetary systems work. But these four sages, they started to travel. They have this interplanetary access. They don't need rockets. They don't need spaceships and Starlinks, and they just are able to travel from one planet to another. So they ended up in this planet of the spiritual world called Vaikuntha. The word Vaikuntha means a place without suffering and pain. It's such a cool place. Imagine there's a whole planet called Vaikuntha where there is no suffering and pain. There's no birth, old age, disease, and death. That is the first tier of the spiritual planets. So there, these four sages, they entered the gate. And when they entered the gatekeepers, they're like, yo, stop, slow down. Who are you guys? You can't just come into Vaikuntha. You got to prove yourself. We need to see an ID. Show me your ID. Do you have a federal background check? Have we made sure that you're fit to be in here? So the gatekeepers stopped this four sages. Now, these four sages, they're known to be gyanis or knowledge seekers, and they're brilliant in their path of jnana. They knew everything about everything. They had so many mystical powers. So then what happens? They felt a little offended that they were not given entrance into Vaikuntha. So then jnana or knowledge sometimes can also cause, you may notice, knowledge can also cause some trips. People who are super educated, sometimes they may have an ego, and can happen. If you get double PhDs, double masters, and go to college and go to Ivy League schools, then you might have a little bit of an ego. So these four sages, they were upset that someone didn't allow them entry. Like, how dare you stop us? That emotion inside of these four sages came out. So then what happened? Now imagine these sages are self-realized. They knew who they were. They knew their position in the world. Such elevated souls. Immediately, these four sages, they cursed the two gatekeepers. Cursed meaning condemned their behavior and cursed them to take a lower birth. He said, you guys have no respect for people like us, so now I'm going to demote you. So they cursed these two gatekeepers. At that time, the presiding deity, the presiding person of the Vaikuntha planet, the planet of no pain, the planet of no pain, we're going to call it. Vishnu, he comes out running. It's like, oh my God, there's chaos. I need to deal with this situation. And the minute Vishnu showed up, he had such loving affection for these sages. With such loving affection, when he approached the four sages, the sage's heart immediately melted. How is that even possible? That just by meeting somebody's energy of love and compassion and acceptance, that someone's so high up there in their gyan, in their knowledge, it just melts. Because what happens is, what the mind cannot know, the heart can embrace. Because heart speaks the language of bhakti. And the intelligence or gyan is still not fully there in the heart. So therefore, Vishnu's presence of loving approach towards the sages and the beautiful fragrance of the flower garlands that he was wearing, just that in itself completely melted the hearts of the sages. And then, of course, the sages immediately apologized for cursing. Imagine, the switch just went on. Love shows up and this light starts shining, and immediately they apologize to the gatekeepers. And this is the sign of what happens from jnana to bhakti. When knowledge matures, it turns into love. Okay? So then I want to tell you another story. I'm in the mood for stories today. So I want to tell you another story. And this is another story from this great wisdom text. And this is a story of this another great saint. His name is Sukha. Sukha means a parrot. Imagine the name of the sage is Sukadev, the parrot saint. Why is he a parrot? Because he speaks so sweetly. When the parrots they speak, your hearts melt. Who has ever heard a parrot sing and talk to you? It's amazing. So this parrot saint, Sukadev Goswami, he happened to be in the womb of his mother. And children in the womb of the mother, contrary to how some people may believe, that the children can actually hear and they can feel your emotions, they can hear voices, they can hear sounds. So this young saint, when he was in his mother's womb, he could hear his father talking to the mother and sharing deep knowledge about the world and the universe. And such deep knowledge, as this boy was in the womb, he started to learn all these cool things even while he was in the womb. So then he decided because his father was a sage, he decided, I don't want to come out of the womb and get entangled in this material world. I realize that this material world is a place of suffering and everything is not so hunky-dory, so I don't want to come out. So by his mystical powers, even while he was in the womb, he decided not to take birth. Imagine the situation for a mother when the baby decides not to come out. The mother is in so much pain. So mother is in pain and this boy decides not to come out. So the father starts talking to the child and he says, "My dear child, your mother is suffering so much. Can you please relieve her of her suffering and just come out into the world?" Then the child inside the womb started to speak. Sometimes you may be wondering how the child inside the womb is speaking and how does even they communicate. So this child started to talk to the father and says, "My dear dad, I love your promise. I love what you're doing, but I need a promise." Children, they need a promise. Promise me you'll take me to the movies, then I'll do my homework. So this child asked the father to promise. Promise me that I will not be attracted and be lost in the glamour and the glitz of the material world. So the father said, "Okay, okay, okay, okay. With my powers, I bless you. You'll be free." So this boy comes out of the womb. And the minute he comes out, he runs. And he is completely detached from everything in the world because that is the sign of knowledge. That is the sign of Gyan. Completely detached from everything in the material world. He's not even wearing clothes. And no one even feels anything. They see a 16, 14-year-old boy running around without any clothes. Because there is no lust in this boy. He's completely free. That is what Gyan means, knowledge, complete renunciation of the world. So what happens? His father finds out, "My son, I need to at least get to know him, like spend a little bit of time. You should at least say hi to his mom. So his father sends students all over the jungles because his son just ran into the woods. He sends his students to chant special, unique mantras. The mantras are the sound of the divine flute that is played by Krishna in the spiritual world. Those are the mantras that were taught to the students who then went into the woods chanting those mantras. The flute-like sound of those mantras entered into the ears of the sage who was in the woods hiding away from everybody. Sukadeva Goswami, the parrot saint. And the minute those flute-like mantra sounds entered his ears and entered his heart just melted. And those sound was the sound of divine love coming in the form of mantras, sounding like the transcendental flute from the spiritual world. So what happened? He didn't want to have anything to do with the world, running away from everyone. The minute he hears that sound, he starts looking for those source. Where is that sound coming from? And finally, he finds the source. All the students are just chanting this divine sounds of transcendental love. And he gets captured. Not literally. They convince him, you have to come and meet our teacher. And the teacher happens to be the Father. So this is how two examples you can find in the yoga text where it explains the power of uh, knowledge when it matures and it's just ready, just waiting to enter into the heart. So knowledge gives you Brahman realization or understanding how everything is one and everything is divine and its proper position and its proper place. And then so you start to become detached from everything in the material world. So basically the limits of jnana or limits of knowledge, the only limits that we can see is that it doesn't soften the heart. Knowledge does everything in the world, but it does not soften the heart. I mean, detachment is a natural byproduct of having knowledge, but what's the point of all of that being detached, but you're not able to actually experience that love? And that is when bhakti comes in. That is when the heart comes into the play. Bhakti or love in our life, bhakti needs grace. Thank you, Mantrini. Bhakti needs grace. And so therefore, knowledge and love, they're not independent of each other. They are connected. Jnana does not have bhakti, does not have heart. But heart has jnana, because bhakti is the mother. Jnana is the child. So when you have the mother, you have the child. When you have the child, you do not have the mother. Does that make sense? So the mother is bhakti or love, and she has two children, jnana, knowledge, and vairagya, renunciation. So these two children are natural companions of the heart. And this is why bhakti is super duper cool. I want to tell you another story. I'm just giving you concepts. So I want to give you another story. This is a story about an elephant. This elephant's name is called Gajendra. He's the king of all the elephants. He was considered to be, he was a great king in his previous life, but due to some mistakes, he got the body of an elephant and he became a king elephant. The most powerful, the most powerful. He had the strength of 10,000 elephants. One elephant having the strength of 10,000 elephants. So powerful. So what happens? He starts wandering through the jungles and he finds this beautiful lake and he wants a drink of water with his army of elephants. When he goes to take a drink of water, he puts his feet into the water to drink. And deep down in this pond, massive pond with beautiful lotus flowers growing all around, lies this massive, massive crocodile. What happens? The crocodile is like, wow, I've been sitting here hungry for so long, and finally I get some food. So he comes and he bites the leg of the king of the elephants, and he clamps down and he wouldn't let go. And elephant is fighting with all the power he's got. Now, the crocodile under the water is the king. The elephant may be the king of the land, but the crocodile is the king of the waters. So these two kings are having this incredible battle. One is trying to get away from the water, and one is trying to pull the other one into the water. So this fight consumes both of them and the energies. The crocodile is getting more and more energized because it's in his territory, and the elephant is losing energy. So this fight goes on and on and on. The elephant is losing more and more. His energy is being depleted with every hour, with every day. This fighting goes on for days and days. It explains that this fighting goes on for years, actually. So what happens? The king of the elephants used every single resource he had, all the knowledge he had, to defend himself with his whole army and sustain himself to win this fight. And eventually, he's realizing all his attempts, all the knowledge that he's acquired in his whole life, nothing is working out. And just as he was about to leave his body, we have to keep in mind, when the soul leaves this body, when you leave this body, they will say that the life flashes before you. And the life of this elephant flashes before him, and he remembers his life as the king and the mistakes he made. And he immediately reached out and picked up a beautiful lotus flower with his trunk as he was dying. And he called out to the Lord from his heart. And he says, "My dear Lord, I'm yours." This story is there. So what is the essence of the story? That jnana, knowledge, cannot save you. You need love. You need that divine connection. So helplessness leads to divine grace. This is the essence that we are studying. Helplessness leads to divine grace. You'll notice in your life, as long as you think you got it, you can do it on your own, you may still be struggling. So like this elephant, Gajendra. Gaja means elephant, Indra means the king of elephants. He's realizing with his own efforts, he's not able to do anything. So therefore, helplessness is the key, understanding that relationship that we need to have with the divine. So, surrender is the culmination of jnana. Surrender is the culmination of knowledge. So it's very important to realize that in life, when things get tough, when things get difficult, we don't fight. We don't start lashing out. We don't get angry. We don't get helpless, hopeless. We start to surrender. Surrender to what? To the divine love that is really, really situated in our heart. In the Bhagavad Gita, this great wisdom text, we understand that bhaktyamam abhijanati, that if you want to know the absolute truth, it is through love that you'll be able to understand the absolute truth. It is not through mere accumulation of knowledge. It is not by scholarship that you will be able to know the absolute truth. It is through love that you'll be able to know. It is through that surrender you'll be able to understand what this important principle that truly hides inside of all of us, this principle of bhakti. So this great saint, Jiva Goswami, he actually explains that bhakti includes knowledge, as we explained, the mother. Bhakti includes knowledge, but jnana, independent of bhakti, is insufficient. So therefore he says bhakti is jnana infused with rasa, which means love flavored knowledge. When that love is flavored with knowledge, and that is what Jiva Goswami, this great saint, is saying. Very important. Just having information, just having a lot of knowledge is great, but it needs something more, and that is bhakti. So I want to tell you another story. You want to hear another story? Another short story. The stories are very long. I'm just giving you the short version of it. If you look at the story of Hanuman, this incredible monkey who's, I mentioned to you, he is the son of the wind god. So powerful. He is personally trained in all the Vedas by the sun god himself. So he's the most knowledgeable scholar. He was given benediction by 33 million demigods, where he was the most powerful person, the most strong. He had all the mystical powers, all the knowledge. But what is he most commonly known for? Hanuman is most commonly known for his loving, surrendered service to Ram, the Lord of his heart, the object of the love in his heart. So this is what Hanuman is teaching. That knowledge bows to love. Knowledge bows to surrender. And that is the highest wisdom that we can have. Love or bhakti is the real essence that every aspect of our life should be taking shelter of. It explains that knowledge may dry up the mind. You have a mind is very active. You want to resolve the mind, you can accumulate knowledge. It can dry out, suck out all the energy of the mind. But bhakti or love drenches the soul. Imagine there is a desert and there is an oasis. So this is what the mind does. And this is what bhakti does. It drenches the soul. And this is being very clearly explained by Jiva Goswami. I'll give you one. Okay, I was going to do a meditation with all of you. Okay, we'll do a meditation in 1 minute. So I just want to share with you that I just give an example so you'll understand what is jnana, what is knowledge, and what is bhakti. Jnana is like a monkey with its own effort holding on to the mother. If you've seen a monkey in Vrindavan, you'll come with me. The little baby is born. The minute it's born, it has to hold on. What? It's tough. But the baby has to hold on while the mother jumps from one tree to another, trying to nourish itself. And bhakti is like a baby kitten. It's born, and the mother takes the kitten and makes sure that the kitten is always protected and sheltered. So, this is the important principle to understand. The journey from knowledge to love, from the intelligence to the heart. So think of this. Jnana, or knowledge, is like climbing a mountain. You work really hard, you rise up and get to the top, and you can see far. And bhakti is when God descends and embraces you at the top. He's not embracing you because you're at the top. He's embracing you because your heart called him. So this is what our today's session is all about. This understanding what is bhakti and understanding what is gyan, understanding what is intelligence, the limits of it, and how to get to the heart and what is really situated in the heart. So I'm going to take 7 minutes and I want to lead you through a meditation. Are you ready for a meditation? Or should we just keep talking? I feel like I bored you guys, so I want to share a meditation with you. So let's do this. You want to do a meditation? Give me a thumbs up or a heart or something. Okay. You can be seated. If you're laying down, that's perfect. Wherever you are, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, please. But if you are, then I would like to lead you through this meditation. Okay, so please be well situated wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. So please gently close your eyes. Allow the world outside to soften and bring your attention inward to the sacred meeting place between thought and feeling, between breath and being. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let the weight of knowledge rest. You do not need to understand anything right now. You only need to be here. Feel the space behind your forehead, the seat of thinking, your reasoning, your knowing. This is the temple of your intelligence, a gift refined through years of inquiry and seeking. Honor it. Let this mind, this sacred servant of truth, know you have brought me far, but now I must go deeper. Imagine a soft golden current descending from your head into the center of your chest, into your heart cave, the sanctum where your soul whispers. Breathe into this space as if your breath is a gentle light, illuminating its sacred walls. Here, there are no facts, only fragrance. Here, there are no answers, only presence. Here, you do not think about God. You begin to feel God, like warmth that requires no explanations. Now place your awareness on the subtle veil at the center of your being, the voice that says, I know I must control, I must achieve. Smile at it tenderly. You have served me well, dear ego, but now I'm returning to the source beyond you. Let go of the grip, let go of the identity, let go of the need to be someone, and let yourself be loved. Not for what you have done, but for who you have always been. Now feel as if a presence begins to arise from the depths of your heart, soft, luminous, eternal. This is the beloved within, the one who has never separated from you, the one who watched you learn, stumble, strive, and search. This divine want doesn't want your intellect, it wants your offering. It wants your surrendered presence. So you may say inwardly, "Oh, beloved, I searched with my mind. Now I come to you with my heart. Take me beyond knowing into loving, beyond observing into belonging. Breathe into this surrender and let it flood you. Let it wash over every cell in your body. You are not just a seeker, you are a lover. And God is not just a truth, God is a person, a presence, a pulse of love, dwelling eternally within your heart. Now rest not in thought, not in achievement, just rest in the heart, like a flower that has finally opened, with nothing left to prove. Stay here as long as you need. When you feel ready, bring your awareness gently back to your breath, to your body, to your presence. Carry this heartful remembrance in your day. All all knowledge is a path, and love is the home it leads to. Thank you all very much, beautiful souls. Now you may open your eyes and please come back to us. Okay, that was it. How was the meditation? You want to give me one quick feedback? Anyone? Cynthia, please share with us.
Um, it was so beautiful. Um, I feel so open, and it also been struggling for a long time with that knowledge and love stuff and how to incorporate it and let go of ego. And this class in the meditation was exactly what I needed, which is your classes are very timely. all the time. So I graciously thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us and bringing your heart to the table. And it is because of your presence, I feel very inspired every week. And I think about all of you and I think of what am I going to meditate on? What can I share? How can I share my heart with everyone every week? So thank you all for joining us. I know that there's a lot of events coming up in your lives, and also I'll be in I'll be also active. So if anybody wants to join anything I'm doing, you're welcome to check us out. Nita, I can share with you our links. We have a retreat coming up at the end of this month, June, in Atlanta. It's a one-day retreat. We're starting to do one-day retreats instead of a whole weekend. And then we have in June, at the end of June, we have one retreat. And then the second weekend, not end of June, end of May. No, sorry, end of June, we have a retreat. And then second weekend in June, we have a gathering in New York. So anyone up there in New York, all the Sangha is coming from Pittsburgh, from Virginia, from West Virginia, from Connecticut, from New England area. We have something called the Bhakti train. We get on a train and create a ruckus. We just start doing kirtan and start being ecstatic. And then we go on this beautiful parade in New York and we have a big feast and party, and then we do more kirtans under the tree in a park with thousands of people. And then the next retreat is Catskills, New York. I think that's in July. So we have retreats in July, and then we have things in August and September. We have it in West Virginia in a place called New Vrindavan. Radha is hosting that with Brittany. Brittany, you're here, right? I saw Brittany somewhere.
I'm here.
There she is. So we're holding a beautiful retreat in West Virginia, right next to our hometown. And Brittany's going to be teaching, Radha's going to be teaching, and I'm going to be sharing and having a good time with everybody. So thank you so much. Anything else, Nitai? Oh, India. For those of you who are coming to India with me, I just want to let you know our places are filling up quick. And we're limiting. Last year we took 50 plus people. This year we're limiting it to 25. And there is the beginners one, which you'll have really nice, great spiritual introductory experience. And Jennifer, one of the boys, Lakshman, is going to be reaching out to you this week. So Jennifer is coming. So many people are coming. It's such an experience to travel to the world of spiritual energy vortexes, where I will be specifically guiding you through those places and what energy is dominant and predominant and how it can help you shift your own energy. And then the second we're doing that, there's two. First India troop, then we have an immersive one. Those who are coming with, it's very immersive, which means you're going to go very deep down into the depths of your caves, million miles into the caves of your heart, and you're going to see what's lying in there. And we're going to go inside and have a party. So that's going to happen in Rishikesh and Vrindavan. But those who are coming for the first timers, sign up for the first timers. We're going to also go to a beautiful eco center in Mumbai. So I recommend you to please check it out. Nita will share more details with you. Thank you. And Linda, I'm thinking about you as well. I'm thinking of India. So something for you to think about. Namaste, beautiful souls, and we'll see you next week.
Namaste.
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 Hey.